lived here all my life. I love Columbus, all the suburbs, and you'll be interested to know Amy, my husband is a Michigan fan.
Well,
He's
thank
from,
goodness.
Toledo area, so they're kind of half and half, so that's been kind of a challenge for us actually. But I just want to thank you all for having me here. What a great group. You know, our president normally speaks at this group, Kip Morris, to the Rotaries, but I've done a few in the past, and I think this is the most lively group we've had. I don't know if it's because it's Friday or just because that's the way you are, so that's wonderful because it gets me all revved up. So I'm sure you're all familiar with the Better Business Bureau. Just to talk a little bit about us, and I was kind of sharing this with somebody before. First of all, thank you, Lou, for connecting me, and Amy for having me here today. We are, of course, a nonprofit organization. I see where our missions are somewhat similar, and really bringing ethics to the top of your mission. And ethics, of course, has always been the BBB's mission as well. We've been around for 100 years, believe it or not. Central Ohio, I think now we're on our 85th year. But we're not your grandfather's BBB anymore. It's kind of like how we're presenting it. And it's so important that we stay relevant, not only to our target demographic that uses our services, which is between 35 and 55 homeowners. Those are doing the major purchasing, but to the millennials and the younger group. And you're going to see how we're doing that in our office. And I had a few slides today. I was busy yesterday, and they didn't make it on my flash drive, so there you go. I'm on my own today. But I want to break this presentation up into 3 areas of discussion. The BBB, our BBB that's been around for 100 years, a little bit about what we're doing. I would really like you to reference, I see some of you have already are looking at our beacon. This is really our newsletter, but it was our annual report highlights, so feel free, I'll be referring to that as we go. And the BBB Foundation, now known as the Center for Character Ethics. So I want to share with you some tools there and some tools for developing the business culture that creates marketplace trust. And that's the BBB's mission. Advancing, we want to be the leader in advancing marketplace trust. And really, the BBB is made up of ethical businesses, and they're really interested to see the consumers get a fair shake in the marketplace. I mean, they want to make sure that can trust the companies that they're doing business with. So one of the ways that we advance marketplace trust, we evaluate businesses and charities based on standards. That's the key word. There's a lot of other organizations out there, evaluating organizations, customer review organizations. It's not based on standards. The BBB bases it on standards of trust. We provide business reviews on companies. So consumers can come to us and businesses can come to us, and they can find out about a business's practices. We'll evaluate them. It's actually that business's review. We're not the one updating it. Businesses actually have the ability to go in and make changes to their review and update it, but we're going to rate that company based on BBB standards of trust, and we're going to provide that rating to the public. We also denounce substandard behavior. That's one of my roles. I'm media relations, marketing, public relations for the BBB, media relations. So that's one of the things we do. We all do it not based on applying the law and any of our standards. It's all self-regulatory. And so we're asking businesses to participate in that process. But if we see that there's a company with an F rating, we hear from consumers that they're scamming individuals financially, just ripping people off, and we can tell by our database, the complaints we're receiving, a number of inquiries, we can evaluate that. I can reach out to our media partners, we can get that information out quickly. That's something that the AG's office can't do until they actually come down on that organization and file government action. But we open our files to law enforcement, to the Attorney General's office, and we share that information.